I know you're thinking, "Oh, Nora again so soon?" Yeah, yeah. Like the "Oh, Nora" videos I do sometimes do well, sometimes they don't do well. It's fine. Don't worry. We'll be getting back to Aaron and Reese because that is more, gotta be honest, makes me a little bit more money, is more reliable in terms of people giving feedback. Uh, Originally, I just wanted to do a one shot to kind of analyze why Nora is the way she is and sort of just say, yeah, that's what she is, take it or leave it. But this is going to have to be a two-parter, unfortunately. But let me back up for the people who are joining the conversation. I know some people are frustrated. I have to recap things, but we got to do a little recapping. So, for a while, Nora has been a gay activist. I don't want to say she does anti-Scientology. I don't think that's accurate. But basically, did a lot of complaining about L. Ron Hubbard, the Scavenge, more recently Mike Rinder, and the most recent target is Aaron Smith Levin. And Aaron and her go back decades, although now Aaron is revising the history, saying, well, they really weren't close at all in the first place. We're going to be trudging through that. So Aaron and her had a big falling out months ago. And I think some people were misled that because she put out some anti-Aaron content that she radically disagrees. As she tries to clarify in this video, it's just a few nitpicks, really. And there we are. So, what is she complaining about this time? Well, it is so trivial and so small. Even by YouTube standards, you're like, that's what you're complaining about?
My old handle at Oh No Nora, which I have, and then putting the little bulldog up that they made that's supposed to represent me, right? And then, making it like all of it's their backup channel for their potato head hate website. Like I don't understand that. I don't understand.
Even trying to explain to people just coming into the conversation is so silly. Even if you've been tracking this thing for a while, you're like, this is not a thing to complain about. But essentially, uh, Nora changed her channel name recently. It's now Raised in Scientology, kind of mimicking Aaron, although Nora claims she had that idea first. So the idea of doing something like growing up or raised in Scientology was her idea, but Aaron took it, and there you go. He made a lot of money and is not giving acknowledgement, which is just Aaron being Aaron. So apparently, by switching the name, Nora inadvertently left her former name, Oh No Nora, open to being taken. And that is what happened. So apparently, Meg has taken Oh No Nora. So now, if you Google Oh No Nora, you're going to go to that channel. And there you go. I mean, I just think it's a pretty silly joke. That's all it is. It's nothing too serious. And Nora keeps saying, oh, I really don't care about it. I really don't care. But then devoted this whole video just getting angry. And then you're like, what are you getting angry about?
And I, I have an idea that, we may need to have like some talks here. I think I look like a gray woman because it's black and white. Yeah. I think, what this breaks my heart is so childish. What can we do? Write, email, comment to whom? You know what? I would honestly like, let's, as they say in Scientology, let's select the correct target for correction here. Okay. And the correct target for correction, right?
Trying to follow Nora's confused reasoning, you're going to be like so puzzled. So apparently, the SPTV Foundation, right? Not Aaron's foundation. This is a channel doing commentaries on him and Nora, as well as Marilyn and a few others, is a hate site, whatever. Okay, that's Nora's description. But when she talks about Rinder, I'm just being critical. I'm just doing critical commentaries on Mr. Rinders. Okay, so you can do critical analyses. They, and we don't even know if it's they, it could be just one person running the channel, is filled with hate. Okay, why? How? And even when she goes through it, you're like, no, that is factually false. You're not even getting things basically correct. You're not. So has the channel devoted quite a few, whatever you want to call them, videos or episodes to Nora? Yes. Are they often hateful? Yes. But it doesn't just do that, though. There are other things that are covered. It does actually cover Scientology a few times. It doesn't just cover Nora or even Aaron. It kind of just covers, more or less, mainly the SPTV scene. Uh, it's a little erratic and uneven. The main focus is Aaron, because, again, he runs the SPTV Foundation. That makes sense. So it kind of skips and hops back and forth with those creators, as well as other controversies and issues. What is the big deal? I don't even know. Apparently, Nora's like, I do not consent. Okay. I mean, this isn't even an intellectual property thing because, as she notes, people are not going to get confused. They know Nora is this, they know the channel is doing that thing. So, what is her thing? I guess it's that she assumes that Rinder, Claire, and Mark are somehow pulling the strings, and therefore they need to pick up the phone and just stop the hatred of the Oh Nora. Because if we don't stop Nora from being hated, it's the apocalypse, apparently. I just find it amusing she thinks she owns the internets. And God only knows, and I covered this in another video, so I'll be very short and sweet here. She did a video mocking Aaron, terrorizing some women in Florida who were Scientologists. Basically, there was a hurricane recently, and they were doing some cleanup, and Aaron decided to have some fun and rush up to them and say, get in the van, get in the van. And Aaron got upset and slapped a copyright strike. Now, I don't like Nora, but I think she did enough to transform the material. It's fine. That is a lot what SPTV Foundation does. You can look at the videos the SPTV Foundation does and some of the videos Nora does, including that one video on Aaron. They are nearly identical. But she still insists they're stealing from Aaron's. It's okay for him to copyright strike that channel, but not her channel. So this is just a frustrating thing with Nora, that she keeps assuming she is Queen Nora, ruler of the internets.
Pete are, just doing this on their own accord because they think, that it's totally okay to just ruin survivors'
Right.
lives, survivors
Fool me
of
once,
trauma who
shame
are,
on you.
like working
Fool
every
me
day to
twice, 3
exist
times,
inside their
4 times.
PTSD.
How many
If
times
they really
has she
think
kept
that that's
joining
okay.
these
No, it's definitely not ZDT,
toxic
guys.
cults?
It's definitely not ZDT.
Like, the minimal number is 3 times. 3 times. In her 40s. So you're going to be like, well, clearly the problem here seems to be you. You want to be in a toxic cult. You like that atmosphere. Like the one, and it's not even a good thing. The one thing you can say about her is, well, she's going independent. The problem before is that, oh, the men's were controlling the cult. Nora, Queen Nora was oppressed. Now I'm running my own cult. Right. That's what they're criticizing. Like, does she not have a mirror in her house? It's just very, very strange. From her point of view, she's a pure victim. She did nothing wrong. She is owed things. If you see Nora or hear about her, we all need to bow and pray and just throw her stuff because she's a queen goddess. And I think she, frankly, is in that delusional mind state for most of her life. But it's like you have to just tap her on the shoulder. You're not special. Your victimization is not special. The amount of victimization you got, frankly, is kind of weak. That's not to diminish her pain. On the contrary, I've been going through a lot of things recently where I'm more appreciative of people who endure pain. But then you think to yourself, a lot of people have endured pain, and that's why you're humble about it, saying, well, yeah, you're going through a lot of pain. And then the dilemma is, well, how do you deal with it? A lot of people have gone through much worse than Nora. They dealt with it a lot better. So that's her dilemma, is that it doesn't make sense because objectively, many people have been victimized at a very similar level. They don't become weirdo, toxic queen, gay, apocalyptic whatever on the internets. They don't. So the product for the record. Anyway, but there is something fascinating here as a test case of her pathologies and how to avoid them. But she herself, not that special, not that interesting. So I don't get it. I really don't. Why she keeps yelping and screaming that her pain is so special. It's like, I can't deny she was in pain years ago, but today she's more a source of pain than the victim of pain, in my humble opinion.